Good afternoon, everyone. I, Radhika Fuljale, on behalf of Shah and Anchor Kachi Engineering College, Mumbai, India, welcomes you all in a hybrid webinar series of innovative and emerging technology in the field of research. This international webinar series is hosted with total 25 plus national and international collaborators. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker who is going to talk about demystifying artificial intelligence with Microsoft Cloud Azure. This is a subject in which we should all be interested, and we are really privileged that this topic is going to deliver by Mr. Kasim Sheikh. Our speaker is a Microsoft certified cloud advocate, having 13 years of demonstrated industry experience working as a cloud architect with one of the leading IT companies in Mumbai, India. He is the author of two best selling books on Microsoft Azure and AI. He is also recognized as an MVP by a leading online community, C Sharp Corner, and is also a global Azure AI speaker. He is the founder of DearAzure, Azure India community. He has a concrete technical background with a good hands-on experience in various Microsoft .NET technology such as .NET Framework, ASP.NET, MVC, C Sharp, Web APIs, and SQL. I'm sure this 1 hour session will be the best session for all of us. Before handing over, I have some announcement for attendees. All attendees, if you have any query, please write in Q&A box. Frequently asked questions will be asked at the end of the webinar. And feedback link will be provided in chat box at the end of the session. Now I hand over the webinar to our speaker, Mr. Kasim Sheikh. Sir, hello sir. Please, can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. So I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm audible, right? So,
Yes.
okay. So to start with, thank you for this brief introduction and having me in this webinar series for presenting this one of the interesting uh, topic of maybe everyone's of, but it is definitely mine. So I mostly prefer to speak on this. And to start with, just an again a short uh, introduction of mine. Like I work as an Azure architect, as a digital architect with Capgemini. I'm an author of two books based on Azure AI, and I do sometime contributes for the MS Docs, which are available like for all the services for cognitive, especially the cognitive products. So to start with, so today's our topic is demystifying the artificial intelligence with Microsoft Azure Cloud. Okay, so this will be the agenda for the next, you can say 40 or 45 minutes. I will just have a high level intro of artificial intelligence. I believe, I assume many of the attendees over here are keen of this area and must be knowing most of the things. And my keen area right now is to having you or introducing you to how to get this AI with Azure, that is Microsoft cloud public cloud offering Azure. And along with this, we will have some we'll look into some demos, that is some real life use cases which are actually using these services. And I will try to focus on demos more rather than slides. But I have some slides because you know uh, it is always like whenever I speak or whenever I present the talks, I usually come up with very less number of slides and more demos. And most of the feedbacks I received was to have a proper like slides also along with the demos, so that many people can read that slides and all. So I just tried to keep as much as less slides I can. So I will start with it. To So this was the agenda. Okay. And now, what is artificial intelligence? Like before I start with the Azure services or Azure AI services, just to introduce or just to let you know about this thing. So it was first coined in 1956 by John McCarthy, and he's known as he's one of the uh, what we say forefathers or founders of this artificial intelligence. And the definition which he gave, I really liked it, and I almost use this definition. There are many definitions available over the net for artificial intelligence, but I like this the most. That AI involves machines that can perform tasks that are characteristics of human intelligence. So it is very simple and straightforward, and that's the reason I like it the most. Uh, in the early, when we say about during 80s or 90s, in that particular era, the artificial intelligence was basically shown to us in this form. Okay, like he's coming, he's killing the terminators and destructing all over there. So it was presented as in very destructive manner, right? It was during the 80s, 90s, and I believe early 2000s also. But as of now, as of today era, if you see about the cloud, or about the intelligent cloud, or you can say the AI based clouds. So these are the some of the statistics uh, which I tried to gather, or from the net, of course, and I've given the source over there. So by 2025 first quarter, we will be having around 50 billion connected devices. Okay, it could be an IoT devices, it could be an talking devices with the things. Um, 175 zettabytes upon estimated data growth it's all about 2025. And you can see the figure of the revenue by 2022 itself. Okay, so at that time it was basically more destructive being shown to us, but now and in coming days, we need to empower the same. We need to, we need to have AI for good. We need to make AI the best use of what we can do. So at Microsoft, the main AI is for the empowerment in the sense for having the developers and the business users or the customers the power of AI to get their application to make more intelligent, make more smarter, make more reactive, or more interactive, you can say. And based on this uh, objective, or based on this thought, they have come with an Azure Cognitive Services. Okay, so the set of there are now cognitive services is basic. The cognitive, the word cognitive comes up with an word cognition, which again, if you go and find the definition of cognition, it comes up with realizing with the manners of, with the senses, or with the structure, or replicating the character of character of an object, basically. So these are some of the cognitive services. It is being provided by many of the vendors like AWS, that is Amazon Web Service, GCP, that is cloud services, IBM Watson, again. So all the leading vendors do provide this cognitive services, but I would like to introduce you with the cloud provider, that is Microsoft Public Cloud, Microsoft Azure. And believe me, if in the coming next 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes, you will see the power of all these services, how they have empowered, how they have getting mature day by day. They have started this in March 2016, and from that day it is continuously growing. It has given you many power. It has given you it also provides you to use this for 1 month free. so that you can have you can leverage this kind of this smart services in your application, at least for the dev. Of course, it's not in production ready services for you to use the free services, but at least you can start with, you can make your hand dirty with it, you can deep dive into those services. So what are this cognitive services all about? So cognitive services bring AI within the reach of every developers. Now we know, when we talk about artificial intelligence, we the first thing comes, some buzzwords come into our mind like machine learning, uh, data scientist, neural networkings, and all those stuffs. All these words are very common when we talk about AI. But when we talk about Azure Cognitive Services, we have to only focus on the business objective. We needs to, we have that particular objective in mind. We don't have to see, okay, how will I create an algorithm? How will I provide the data? How I will test it? How can I get those compute power to create all those stuffs? No, nothing. You just need to focus as a developer. You just need to focus on what you want to build, what your business objective is, what your client wants, and what your thought is, and that's it. And you can use, and according to your need, according to your requirement, you can just select from the uh, n number of services which is provided by Azure as a cognitive services, and just infuse into your application. That's it. Now it expose it, gives all this power with a single RESTful APIs. Okay, APIs like application programming interface. It comes with the RESTful APIs, and all the power lies behind that particular API. It's an, you can call, you can think of an entire, just imagine in your mind there are n number of data above which there are multiple algorithms are working, multiple patterns are coming, and there is a strong model which has been created. That particular model is now wrapped with an small, simple RESTful API, and you are only given an API in your hand. That's it. So you need to provide, you need to give some send and request to that API or that particular link, and you will get the response based on that model, based on that pattern. What is your requirement? So I will just like to show you a small video to, you know, it's just a small 50 seconds video.
Sir, the video voice is not there.
Okay, just
You can use that include system audio.
Deploy AI where you need it most, from the cloud to the intelligent cognitive services are AI capabilities that drive
is
business
it audible
impact
now?
through rich end user experiences.
Yes,
With just a
sir.
few,
Okay,
you
I
can
will
bring
start.
computer
Sorry
vision
for
to the
this.
factory. Azure Cognitive Services are AI capabilities that drive business impact through rich end user experiences. With just a few lines of code, you can bring computer vision to the factory floor or give e-commerce experiences human touch. You can empower companies to spot anomalies in real time, hospitals to extract critical data from patient records, and people across the world to communicate with each other. You can deploy AI where you need it most, from the cloud to the intelligent edge, using the programming languages you already know. No machine learning experience necessary. To get started, simply explore our services and begin creating intelligent solutions that meet your business and end user needs.
Okay, so back to the slides. I thank you for letting me know that. I believe I missed that checkbox while sharing the screen.
No problem, sir.
So yeah. So as I said, all this about the cognitive services, you can build your then and smart applications. You can give your apps and human side. Okay, the goal of the Azure Cognitive Services is to help developers to create that app, create an application that can see, that can hear, speak, understand, and uh, and this all is provided with an intelligent APIs and smart APIs. It's an just an wrapper over the models, and it do considers the security aspects of the applications also. Like most of the cases when you use an API or when you want to try your data, whenever you request your data to an application, okay, or to an API, it is always an concern in our mind that whether our data is safe, whether our data is that privacy is maintained and all. And so it comes with all this security, um, as it transform your business with the this powerful APIs, with powerful AI services, with powerful AI what we say models behind it. And we will see in the coming demos about this bots and how these things are mostly used. So basically, it is divided, or it is being the catalog of the services within Azure cognitive services are categorized into five vision, into five areas. You can say five main pillars, like vision, speech, the language is there, decision is there. I haven't mentioned over here, but there are vision, speech, language, web search, and decision. Okay. So as I said, for a great AI, you need a great compute. Okay. It's about running and tons of data. It about running and huge with an huge infra. And when you use Microsoft Azure cognitive services, this compute facilities or this huge compute comes as a part of it. Like the Microsoft Azure is spread across 54 regions worldwide. It has 90 plus compliance certificates. Like this could be in data compliance, governance compliance, and all those required, all those certifications which are required mostly in the based on the geolocations or regions where it placed. So it all comes with Microsoft Azure. The second best thing is about the data. So again, the great AI needs great data. You must. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the slides done because I'm very much keen to show you some demos. So I do have some few more slides. So that's the reason I'm just moving on with the slides. If you have any queries, definitely you can put on in the Q&A box, and we will get it answered later. So uh, data. So data is always a big concern whenever you need to create any AI models, or you need to have some algorithms on its place, because it is very unnatural. It is very you cannot think about it. You cannot think how the data could be. It would be a very strange. It could come across from any source, and that's the reason when it comes to data with Microsoft, you can see, as I already mentioned, that there is an expected 50 billion connected devices. So you can expect that particular data, which is being from the Microsoft, which has been used by the Microsoft, or for learning purposes, absolutely for learning purposes, not for sharing and all, but for making your model more intelligent. And in last 2 years, almost 90% of the data is almost created with in the last 2 years itself. So this is the power of Azure. Third, algorithms. Now, algorithms, when it comes about the algorithms, it's never easy. To be very frank, it's never easy for anyone. Or yes, if it's in your keen area, if it's your like area, still you have to work very hard with the algorithm. So when we use Azure, when we use this cognitive services with Azure, this powerful algorithms come as an part of that particular services. So you don't have to uh, what we say, invest more brain into it, like getting those algorithm in a straightforward patterns, or finding out the patterns and distinguishing the patterns and all. So it all, as I said, it has been distinguished into this more four pillars. Like it has already fueled with all this research, with a huge team of Microsoft behind behind this cognitive services. So let's see what is inside this Azure AI services. So this is the strategy they mostly follows. like bringing AI to every application that is in the, or the application. So whether it's a mobile application, whether it's a web application, it's a desktop application, whether it's a bot, anything, to bring the one of the strategy of Azure, or what we say, an approach for having the AI into the organization, is to have to bring it into the every application which is being used by the organization. Second is unlock insights lying latent in your content. So we sometimes, the organizations have many unstructured data, like it could be in the form of PDF, it could be in the form of images, it could be in the form of bills, receipt, invoices, documents, and etc. But it is not always, possible to have this unstructured data in an what we say searchable format. So wherein this knowledge mining area, if you see there is one service named Azure Cognitive Search. So what it does, it just try to get all this unstructured data. It infuses the cognitive services or the cognitive skills or the AI services over that particular data. It tries to get the OCR from the images. It try to detect the faces. It try to get the billings done. It try to get invoices in one place, and it makes the entire unstructured data in a simple, searchable, and manageable forms. So we have a demo for it, so you can see how it works. So that is one thing. And third, yes, if you know machine learning and if you know deep learning solution, then this also Azure also provides a service known as Azure Machine Learning, so that you can use this particular service and make your knowledge and the this compute and data and everything, and then build a new model altogether. So it is not necessary that you should know ML for using the cognitive services, but yes, if you know, then too you can use Azure Cognitive Services. If you don't know, then too you can make the most out of it. So as I said, it is mainly produced, or it is mainly built in for an with keeping in mind the productive nature of all the um, organizations with respect to the client's requirements and all. So it comes with many languages, not only C sharp, not only Python. It comes with many different languages, and you can be used by the developers, can be used by the business analyst, can be used by the functional analyst, and all those stuffs. It also, I do study some cross cognitive service across the different vendors, but when I come to Azure, I know Azure provides, or Microsoft provides, many of the services with an GUI, like with a graphical user interface. Like, okay, fine, you have some APIs, you open up the code editor, write few lines of code, and do all the stuffs. But along with that, if you are not a developer, if you are not familiar with the coding stuffs, still, if you are an domain expert, if you are a business analyst, you know your domain very much, you are an expert in your functional things in your organization, what is happening. Still, if you want to create some stuff, like for example, uh, consider you want to create an product FAQ, like your company has created an product, and you being the analyst of and a domain expert in that particular product, with respect to that product, all the, you have a list of FAQs, you have a list of PDFs and all in a Word format and everything, and you want to create a bot. So what will the first thing will come in your mind, that you don't know the code, right? Creating a bot. When we say you need to create a bot, the first thing comes in mind, bot framework. Okay, so the language, Python, blah blah blah, C sharp, and all those stuffs, messaging and all, and you just stuck over there. You try to get the developers in, and then it again involves costing and all those stuffs. But when it comes to Azure Cognitive Service, it has a small offering name as Q&A Maker. Okay. Um, yes, I have a demo for that too. But that's the reason I'm just giving you a high level introduction of those services. So it has an Q&A maker wherein just you have to, feed your particular data in an FAQ format, and within a minute you will get an whole, you will get an interface of bot, and you can use that bot into your application. You can integrate that bot into your Facebook Messenger, into your MS Teams, into your Skype, Slack, Telegram, WhatsApp, etc. So within minutes, without knowing, without having any coding knowledge, without having uh, any of the languages knowledge, you can just use that graphical user interface. You can just follow what the instruction is given, and you will be presented with what you want. So this is the power of Azure Cognitive Services. Again, as I said, it is built for enterprises. So it is optimized with all the scaling mechanism, with all the, you know, um, your considering your uh, existing system processes, considering your existing infra and everything. It comes with an built-in, capabilities to get into your enterprise. And yes, you can trust it. That is the most important thing, that you own and you control your data. So data is in many more, like it's a very point of concern for most of the organizations across the globe, and wherein Azure Cognitive Service plays a good picture for having this trust. It has also completed 70 plus certification. So these are some of the certifications names like ISO, SOC, HIT Trust, and PCI compliance and all. So you can trust very well with your data with Microsoft Azure. So these are the few pillars, as I explained like earlier, about the vision, speech, web search, language, decisions. So we'll go through it one by one. Let me shift my screen and let me know if you are able to see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So these are some of the services. You can just, there is a website for Azure, that is azure.microsoft.com. And wherein just you had to need to come up with this cognitive services, and it has given you detailed everything right from the documentation to how to use with the samples and everything. So I have not pasted, or I have not taken this data into my deck, because this keeps on changing, this keeps on evolving. So I thought of bringing you into this web page, so that you, after this session also, you can go to this web page and dig into more in this. So as I said, the first pillar was decision. It is not in any order as such. So like it should be the first decision, then language, nothing. It is just they have presented with this order, that's it. So this decision comes with the three services, like anomaly detector. Okay, this is now in preview. The preview means it is not yet, when it mentioned preview, it means that it is not ready for the production. You cannot, it is not recommended that you should for your production applications and all, because preview can go to live, like can be available live, or they can, remove it, or it keeps on changing based on the feedbacks from the customer, based on the feedbacks of the MVPs and other product stakeholders. So that's the reason they have mentioned it preview. And whenever it goes, like if it announced, whenever it ready for using in the production as generally available, like GA. So that is, you will see some of the services you can see as in preview, because it is coming on. So it anomaly detector is one of the most demanding service, which is evolving right now, which identifies some of the problems early on, when we it is basically uh, can be used with Azure IoT services and all, when we have a stream of data is coming in, and based on that particular data, we do some business logic behind the scene. And when there is some anomaly is detected, that entire logic get fails, or the entire there comes an restriction or in your existing functional flow. So this is one of the things where which you can already put in, which can detect and identify if there is any data anomaly or potential problems in your uh, ingest data or incoming data. Similarly, the second service is content moderator. This is mostly used, when we have a live stream, or when we want to review some of the data which is being given by users. Like most of some, there are some applications like which collects data from user, which collects images from user, which collects some text from user. And it is not always when it comes from an user and which you don't know, you cannot blindly trust on that images. There could be some adultery content, there could be some defamatory contents and all. So this content moderator content moderator does that particular check with the data which comes in. And similarly, there is a personalizer. Personalizer is more into, whenever you log into when you visit some page like MSN and all, and based on your likes or based on your search, based on your clicks, it always creates a page for you. Like you can see this happening in the Google also. Like when you search for something 2 days or 3 days back, and when then again you come up in that particular page, you will see some related data or related news behind the scenes. So it's more into a personalized form for each of the users based on his interest. I will not there are many services, okay, for language, for speech, for vision, and for websites. So I will not go through each and every services, but I will show you some demo or show you some as I said, the real time use cases with some of the few services, and I will go through only that particular thing. You can very well come to this page and go through each link. It has given an very well defined formulas, or what we say, definitions and everything. And definitely if you have any doubt, you can anytime reach out to me. I'm available on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on my site also. So you can come to me if you have any queries. I will try my best to respond on your queries on that. So okay, so when we say language, okay, it has a few services like language understanding. This is mostly known as Luis. Earlier it was known as Project Oxford, but later it is very famous with the word Luis. Okay, LUIS. And the Q&A maker, which I was talking about, this is creating a bot. Language understanding is also being used mostly with the bots when you need to know the intent of the user which the bot is talking to. Like consider there is a bot for booking flights, and when the user say I need to book a flight, so that there should be a response like saying that okay, for which date you need to book, for which region, from where to where, which airport, like from what is the location you want to reach out, what is the date, what is the class, what is the priority, how much number of adults and childrens and all those stuffs. So based on what your user is typing, coming in with the request, and understanding the intent of the request, you need to respond. So that is being mostly taken care by this language understanding. Q&A maker, I already explained you about the FAQ bot. Text analytics is one of the best, again, services which are mostly used in almost every use case. Text analytics is a part of it. Now the real time use case which I am going to show you, that also has text analytics into it. So I have I believe, okay, so this is okay, so this is the text analytics service. So we'll just let me refresh it once. So you can come to this page and you can explore yourself what all things it can do. You can build this whatever this is being created. So for just for the testing purpose, or just for the demo purpose, I have just copied this French. It is a French quote. I will just try to fit this here and see what it comes, how it analyze. So basically, when text analytics, what it does, it detects the language of the text which you have entered. It uh, creates the it what we say, detects the key phrases in the punchlines we say in your text whatever you entered. It also detects the sentiments. Okay, this is the very important part, sentiments. And also it sometimes it also provides the linked entities to it. I will show you in more detail. So what happens in sentiments is, consider this event which is happening right now. Okay, and consider that you have created one hashtag over the Twitter, and you have asked the attendees or the users to tag about the sessions or to tag about the whatever the webinars are happening, events are happening, and with using that particular hashtag on the Twitter. Okay, and now you need to collect all the data which is being tweeted using that particular hashtag. Okay, and you have to show in one of your main website screens. Okay, so like consider you have a website, and there would be a small screen where all the tweets which are happening using your particular hashtag which you have provided, you are just displaying that particular all the tweets. Okay, now consider if someone uses some abuse language, if someone gives some not about bad feedback are always welcome, but there could be a negative thing, or there could be an unwanted sales tweets, there could be an some adultery content tweets using the hashtag. And this happens because there are many bots which does that, not only users but bots also are there, which continuously try to see what hashtags are trending, and they just use it for their particular content and stuff. So now is it possible, like all the tweets are gathered in an say admin panel or admin portal, you are saying each and every tweet, and there are two links saying approve and disapprove. So when you click on approve, that particular tweet will be presented in your main website homepage. And when you click on disapprove, that it gets eliminated. So you will know that it is not presented anywhere. So just consider how much time it will take for an user to continuously sit for the entire day or for the entire event time to analyzing all the tweets, to check whether the tweets are good, to check whether is there nothing abusive or something, any such kind of contents coming in. So in such scenario, text analytics plays a very crucial role. Like just consider I'm creating an application in Azure itself, and all that I'm collecting all the tweets, and I'm just passing that tweets to this particular service. And now this particular service tells me that okay, this is a positive one, this is a negative one, and this is a neutral one. So this comes in a kind of part of score. If I will show you here, there will be something known as score here. Okay, so this score is basically lies between 0 to 1. So 0 is the negative one, to 1. So 0 to 1, so negative to positive. Okay, so in this way you can get the score, and on that particular conditional basis, okay, if you see the score is greater than 0.6, means it's an good content, it's an positive content, just show it across into your slides. And if it is less than 0.5, uh, sorry, if it is less than 0, if it is between 0.3 and 0.6, that is it, you need to, you are not sure whether you need to add or not, you can send a mail to some of the admins. You please check, come and check, we are a bit dicey with this. And if it is less than 3, we can consider it as negative, and that is being discarded directly. So this entire flow, when I'm telling, it took me around 5 to 10 minutes to explain all the scenario, but we can create this within 5 minutes in Azure. And I have done that. I have done this in the real times for my there are some events wherein I speak. My community keeps the meetups at Microsoft and all, and we do create an hashtag, and we ask the user to tweet about this. But we create, and this entire I don't need to code anything. Huh? It is with zero code. Yes, it is with zero code. So I just created. It takes hardly 5 to 10 minutes to create this entire thing, and all the things keeps happening. Okay, and that too with very less costing. Like only the time when I'm using this, it will be charging me. When I'm not using it, it will not charge me. So that is the power of Azure Cognitive Services again. So and that particular service, it is out of context of today's topic, but would like to introduce you about that too. That is known as Azure Logic Apps. So in one of the demos which I will show, it has that particular Logic Apps. So Logic Apps are nothing but it's an a workflow which we follows, and it is an graphical interface wherein we just add all these APIs, and we tell the flows, okay, if this is happening, do this. If this is happening, do this. And in there we can use this text analytics. We can pass the tweets, we can collect the tweets, pass the tweets, and check it, analyze it, and accordingly we can differentiate. The same we can do with the languages also. If we know that there could be an multiple language tweets would be happening, we can do this. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's already 4:10. So we have 10 minutes. I need to show many things. So I will go quickly, just go through this. Okay. Okay. This is one of the code which I copied from our honorable APG Kalam sir. He has quoted this. So I just try. I wanted to show you how it analyzes, because then that one was French and it detected the language as French. Now this one is English, right? So see, if you can, there is language, that is confidence 100%. Okay, it has created, it has detected some key phrases like demand strength, Mount Everest, etc. The sentiments. Okay, this is the first line. This is the second line. Okay, so entire it is more positive. It is almost 60% positive. I don't know what 1% negative it got. Maybe it's something, some words. It's catching some words. I don't know. Name entities like Mount Everest. So this is the one of the demanding entities or keywords which is being used. Linked entities is like it just create this and it gives a link to that particular. If you see it, it is giving a link to the Wikipedia about the Mount Everest part. So this all is happening on just a button click, right? So this is what is text analytics all about. Okay, it is here. Uh, let's come to speech. So when I talk about speech, so there are many requirements wherein we need to convert a speech into text. We need to convert a text into speech. We need to recognize some speaker voice. Like there are some systems which there are now mobile phones also. There are some smartphones wherein you can you have a voice command, and that particular is being only your voice can open up the particular app or log in into your system. So that thing is mainly taken care by the speaker recognition part. So if at all we'll go to speech to text. Okay, so here I will refresh it once because I have opened this. Okay, so I just need to speak. You can build this. You can, if you go to this link, you will have the entire code for this. I will just speak. We'll keep this, and it will try to. There are multiple languages in which you can have your speech feeded into this. I will be using English India as of now, and let's see whether it recognizes or writes into text. So welcome to the webinar. Okay, great, cool. See how much time it took. So this is being okay. Let me stop it. Okay, so this is being mainly used um, uh, into your videos, into your presentation videos, and all those stuffs. Now another one is text to speech. So here, basically, you need to pass the text, and it will come up with many of what we say languages or tones and all. You can see this that we have different languages available. I will click on English India, and I will then change the language so that you can see the difference. So it gives many personas based on the language. You can change the pitch of this, and I have just added this text. Let's see whether it plays.
Welcome to International Webinar
Hope you are
and a
able to hear
hybrid
it.
webinar series, Innovative and Emerging Technology in the Field of Research. Topic: Demystifying Artificial Intelligence with Microsoft Cloud, Azure. Speaker: Kasam Shaikh, Cloud Enthusiast, Global AI Speaker. Organizer:
Visit Selsha and Anchor Kochi Engineering College.
So you can hope it was audible to you, right? Can someone confirm?
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay, great. So similarly, you can change the accent. Like it was English India, you can use English US. So accordingly, it will change some of the personas. Let's take this and play it again.
Welcome to
So
International
you can see
Webinar
the
on a hybrid
difference
webinar
in the
series,
speech.
Innovative and Emerging Technology in the
So this is what I wanted to show. Like you just pass on the text, and based on this languages, and this everything is happening with the power of only a single API. Okay, you don't have to create an algorithm for this. You don't have to create a model. Don't have to train and everything. You don't have to do that all stuff which you do for an artificial intelligence, infusing an artificial intelligence in your application or using it. It all comes with the power of Microsoft Azure Cognitive Services. Again, now this is also a great stuff. Like this is one of the speech translation, which is a part of language again. So if at all you speak something, this is mainly happens when you go to, you when you deliver some your talks into the cross region. Like uh, I'm in Japan and I'm speaking in English. It just keeps on translating the things and show it as a form of a text below. Okay, so I will just give you a small example. So you must be knowing, like in our uh, religion, that is we do greet each other with a term, like with the word assalamu alaikum. So I'm just trying to get that particular. I will just speak in Arabic and it will try to convert it into English, and it will try to write it over here. Assalamu alaikum. Great. So this word basically means peace be upon you. Okay, so what I did, I just spoke in Arabic language and it translated it into English, and it like just you know uh, written it in the text form. So this all happens using the power of Azure Cognitive Search, or sorry, Azure Speech Translation Cognitive Services. So this is what mostly I wanted to introduce you about how easily you can infuse this high, or this complex algorithms in your application. So let me quickly get the deck done, because it is 5 minutes more, I believe. So this is vision, we will see in a few minutes. This is the speech which I just explained you, or which I just showed you the demo with. The text analytics also, like sentiment analysis, the key phrases, the name entity, and the language detection. And yes, the fourth and the most important thing is the value, which builds the great AI again. And Microsoft uh, basically takes care of this with all the, as already mentioned about the privacy, the transparency, the accountability of the data and all. And yes, definitely AI is not a destructive one. It is always for good. It is for an humanitarian actions, and that is what is a main empowerment means. Okay, so this is the use case I wanted to show. I will quickly show you how the things work. Okay, so what I have done is we have created an application. I will show you the image also, if at all I can show you. Yes. So this is the image. Okay. So this is the image. So what happened is we have created an illegal parking system wherein if at all any of the uh, user, or not a user, if anyone comes and park in that particular area, it just try to click it pictures and send it across to the system, and the system just read the number plate and all, and bill him with all the charges and send it across to him. But the one of the requirement which came in during this use case was, when we click the pictures, many of time the user pictures go also, the face picture also get clicked. Okay, and this was a concern because of some of the privacy of the users and all. They were trying like, what, why our pictures were in picture like clicked and all. So they asked us to, if at all we find any human face, or if we find any faces in the images, it should be blurred. So that is where the whole thing was done, and we made it through logic apps again. And there is then when I will show you the custom vision part, it has a face API which detects the faces in your images or in the videos, and then you can use that particular image, that face, and you can do whatever you want. In our case, it was doing the blur part. So definitely this is an sample image. The person will not smile doing the illegal activity. So this is just an sample image for the today's demo. Mhm. What I will do is I will directly. So when the image is being clicked, we just dump that particular image into this folder. Name upload. Uh, yeah, upload. The folder name is upload. Okay, so I will just select this and I will upload it. So as you can see, I've just uploaded the image. Consider that I have clicked and the image has got stored here. And now in few seconds, you can see an image getting generated in this folder. There is no folder as such. There is no image has generated yet. So this is the logic app. This is the Azure portal altogether, where you can play with all the Azure services, not only Azure AI services, but the other powerful services as well. So you can see I have just uploaded that particular image and it's showing that it is running. Like it has already triggered my event without doing anything. I just uploaded the image. Okay. And okay, see in 34 seconds, it's taking much time because it completed earlier in 3 seconds also. In 34 seconds, it would have created some image over here. Okay, see. So it has already created one image. I will open that image. So it has detected the face in that image and it has blurred that particular area. Okay. So what I did, I just uploaded an image and I will show you that what that particular flow is. So this is the only flow which I created. Like I got the image, it detected the face, I passed it to I found the image and I blurred it and I copied to the another folder. That's it. So this is the power of again Azure Cognitive Services. So this was one of the demo I wanted to show. And if time permits, we have time, some 5 minutes.
Yeah, sir,
Yes,
you
sir.
have.
Okay. Good. So as I said earlier about the Azure Cognitive Search, right, wherein we get the unstructured data and then we make it in a form of some manageable, searchable thing. So I will show you. I've created one search service just for the brevity of today's the timing. So I will just import some sample data which is unstructured, which is in the form of um sample. Okay, it's an Azure SQL. It's an sample data given by them. So I'm just in now only I'm just doing, so you can count the time, how much time it takes. Now there are many options to feed in your data over there. So this is the this is the area where you can add the cognitive services. Now you have already imported the data. Now this is the area you don't have to think about how it's working. Just uh, see in the AI perspective how the things are being applied. So here you can create the cognitive services. It has some free things. So I will go with this. Here you can create, enrich the data you want. If you want to extract the people name, if you want to extract the location, if you want to detect the language of the data which you are ingested and all. So you can select it over here. Just click on next. I don't know it's free, it will do or not. So this is the data of hotel. So according to the data, it is just listing out the fields like beds, baths, the status of the street, the address of that particular hotel, the price, number of people and all. And here you can give it like whether you want this particular things, like can you sort with that bed, number of descriptions and all those things. So I will just leave it as is. Okay, and this is nothing but creating that particular index. So okay, so I've already created it. So okay, submit. Okay, so I just had some few clicks. I just ingested one sample data wherein you can ingest your data, and I've applied the cognitive skills over it, and it will create or searchable form. Now it is creating, but I can see that we can see some search. If I press asterisk, it gives me all the data. See, it gives me entire SQL data in the form of JSON. Okay, you can read this. You can you can use this particular API. This is a request URL which is created. You can use this API in your application, and you can create a complex search functionality in your application itself with your data. Okay, when I say cloud search, it search on cloud, then it search only your data, not on the data in an entire cloud. So whatever you provide it, it will keep on creating. And one more thing I wanted to show over here. This is the best part. If I click, see, I have not written a single piece of code. Okay, I have not done anything. I'm just giving, okay, the thumbnail should be the thumbnail. The title should be the street name. No, let the title should be the location and description should be description. This is you will come to know what I'm doing. It creates an application for you, okay, based on what you want and the sidebar and everything. It is just a clicks what I'm doing, nothing else. Have not written a single line of code yet. So it created a plain HTML file, okay, and I will just run that file. So you can see how that data is presented using this cognitive search. See, cool. Now you can very well try to see, this was some of the things which was asked in that particular window, whether you want to sort it, whether you want to get it sorted. So I've used the location name, the image. I don't know whether it's in simple data issues, but if I just click on search, the search is happening. Okay, active 9, the search is happening here, right? If I can add this, I don't know whether it will take or not because haven't given. Okay, so this, it is giving auto suggesting me all the options based on in the data based on the what is written. So to create this entire application, how much time it will take? Like to have the auto suggest, to have filters, to have sorting, to have this grid and all. How much time it took? I just hardly I took 5 minutes. I just passed my data, applied the cognitive skills, and that's it. So this everything is being from the data is being structured in the form. It is in a very unstructured data in the form of SQL, but it came in a structured form using that particular cognitive services. And the best uh, example is here. If I've typed the right one, see. I will give you this. I will give this. Provide this link to you. So this entire site is also based on the same Azure Cognitive Search which Microsoft has built, just for having to explore the things how the cognitive search can be used. So this is all the files used from the John F. Kennedy assassination documents, who killed him and all. Those there were huge number of document data, photos and all. They have just dumped it and created with the using this Azure Cognitive Service, and you can see how easily it can search. If uh, I don't know who killed him, but still, I just try to search something. See, I just typed home, and it has searched, listed me all the documents which has this name, right? So this is what the power. This is what the thing we can use. So there are many things. There are I believe I am running out of time, but there are many things that can be shown. I will pass this. Link to you. You can very well go to that link and uh, you know uh, just try to see how they have used it, how they have how what all capabilities that could come out with that particular service. So I will not go to these slides. It is just you can have an Azure free account. Like I'm talking from last 1 hour about Azure. So if you go to this link azure.com/free, you can create a free account for 1 month and you will get a credit of 13,000 rupees, and it is more than enough. Okay, wherein you will get the there are main 8 services for 12 months free access for 12 months, and there are 25 plus services which can always use for free. Okay, you can track your usage. You just need your CC credit card number and mobile number for identity verification only. It will not deduct any money from your account. So you can, it is just for knowing an unique person is using that. Okay, and what that free account would help you, this 12 AI services which I just showed you about, like text and speech and analytics and custom visions and all. Okay, before I come to this thank you page, one more thing. Sorry, I will not take much time. This is the
No
one of the
problem, sir.
best services. Yeah, this is one of the best services which I missed in the demo. That is computer vision. There are two services: computer vision and custom vision. So, computer vision is like you pass on the data and will it will detect all the objects into it, and it will give you entire data or entire details of that object. Like for example, if you see there are some if I'll select this, so you can see here it has written that it's a laptop, they are using a laptop. Okay, the person was detected, and oh yeah, here laptop, they are sitting indoor, they are using computer, they are sitting table, man, group, woman is there, front, living, everything. So it also comes with, if at all you pass on some celebrity. Okay, uh, so you can see, okay, Satya Nadella wearing a suit and tie. So you can think, okay, this is Microsoft, so maybe they have done this. But I will show you one image of our great persona again, APJ Abdul Kalam sir, and you can see over here that it has, see, APJ Abdul Kalam looking at camera, man sitting indoor. So this is what computer vision is. When you want to learn about an image, even the text in that image is also being displayed. Okay, this is a normal receipt form, so it has given what is the form is all about and all these stuffs. So there are many things. You just, if you go to this page and if you click on each of the services, you will come to know, you will fall in love with the cognitive services. I'm not joking. This is what I became got into these things when it was evolving. It was so interesting at that point itself, and now it has gone very much mature. See, this is an handwriting one. Okay, this is a handwritten, ink written parts. That too is now you can see in the form of text. So what all things, you just create a shape, a random shape with your with pen or ink, and it creates that same similar very near to that shape. It has, see here, it's square. It has green a square. Okay. There are newly introduced services that is form recognition. This is the best thing which is newly being introduced, wherein the forms are used by many of the insurance companies and all. There are some handwritten forms for the nominees and all. So now you can just train them and you just pass this, and it will give you all the values in it. Even if it is an a small credit card bill or hotel bill, it will give all the amounts and all. You can do multiple activities you want with this. So this all complex, this all things comes with a simple AI interface. Okay, API, sorry, API interface or API links, and you just leverage all the things into your application. So I think I could continue for another half and more than our time, but I do respect the time. So thank you very much. So if you have any questions now, and
Yes, sir.
if you have some time, yeah.
Yeah. There are. So I would like to take the first question. It is, can you please share the career opportunity in this field?
Okay, so if at all, if I say about Azure AI, so yes, there is an huge demand of AI engineers in the industry, wherein uh, all the business use case or all the organization wants their applications to be smart, their applications to be intelligent. In the world of digital transformation and modernization of the workplace, all this comes as a part of it. Like you have a service form, but they want it to happen via bot. You have some FAQs, you want to get those into a bot format and all those stuff. So yes, there are, And if you check about the Microsoft certification, so Microsoft have provided certification into these areas. So this is the one which I would recommend to start with, that is AI 900 Azure AI fundamentals, where you can get all the fundamentals part of this of the subject. And it comes with Microsoft Learn itself, so you don't have to go through multiple resources. They have given you a nice learning path. Okay. And if you are cleared this, then I would recommend of designing with exam AI 100, which also includes the bot functionalities, and you can see the skills which are measured. So it says designs, implement and monitor AI solution, design AI solutions, analyze solution requirements, and all those stuff. So these are the two best things you can go for it. If you are thinking of having your getting your career up or your skills upgrade into AI, so this is the best exam to start with, and then this is the second level. Hope that answers.
Yes, sir. And sir, one last question. Do we have any code samples to get started with Azure AI cognitive services?
Okay, so if at all you go to that the link which I've shared, I was showing you, it has all the documentations for each and every services. But again, if you go to GitHub and just type cognitive services, you can see here. So you can get n number of Azure samples with all the languages which you prefer, like C Sharp is there, Java is there, a simple HTML is there. So you just type the cognitive search, and it will give you, as you can see here, cognitive face Android, bot builder. So you just go over this. This is free to use. You can add you can contribute more use case over here, and you will get a at least you can start with an sample code from here. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your information. I'd like to thank
Okay.
Mr. Kasam Shaikh for an enlightening our knowledge by presenting on the right way to introduce demystifying artificial intelligence with Microsoft Cloud Azure. We appreciate having this mysterious area clarified. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.